Picture a quiet evening. The sun is just starting to dip below the horizon, casting a soft, amber glow across a room you've never seen. In that room, she is sitting by herself. Maybe she's scrolling through her phone, or maybe she's just staring out the window at the changing colors of the sky. In this exact moment, your face is the only thing occupying her mind. She is replaying the last conversation you had, remembering the way you laughed at that one specific joke, and feeling a warmth in her chest that she can't quite explain. She misses you. She misses the way it feels to be around you, the way your energy seems to settle her restless thoughts, and the way the world feels just a little bit brighter when you're in it. But here is the paradox that keeps most men up at night. Even though she is drowning in these thoughts of you, she isn't going to pick up her phone and tell you. She isn't going to send that thinking of you text, and she certainly won't be the one to suggest meeting up for coffee tomorrow. To you, it looks like silence. To you, it looks like she might be moving on, or worse, that she never cared at all. But what if I told you that her silence isn't a sign of absence, but a sign of intensity? You see, there is a specific behavior that almost every man misinterprets. About 97% of men look at this one action, or lack thereof, and they immediately assume the worst. They think, if she missed me, she'd call. If she wanted me, she'd reach out. They see her distance as a lack of interest. They start to feel that familiar sting of rejection, and eventually, they decide to pull back themselves, thinking they're saving their own pride. But they are making a massive psychological error. The truth is often the exact opposite. For many women, the more they miss someone, the more they feel the need to hide it. This isn't because they want to play games or because they enjoy being mysterious. It's actually a deeply rooted psychological defense mechanism. Think of it like this. When a man feels an impulse, his biology and social conditioning often push him toward action. If he misses her, he feels a drive to bridge that gap. But for a woman, the experience of missing someone is often tied to a profound sense of vulnerability. To admit she misses you is to admit that you have power over her emotional state. It is to reveal that her happiness is, in some small way, dependent on your presence. And for many, that is a terrifying realization. She puts on a mask of indifference not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much to let it be seen. This mask is her safety net. It's her way of ensuring that she doesn't get hurt if you don't feel the same way. She is waiting for a sign from you, a signal that it is safe to let that mask slip. When you understand this, the entire landscape of your relationship changes. You stop seeing silence as a wall and start seeing it as a bridge that she's waiting for you to cross. We have to look at the way men and women are taught to process emotions differently. From a young age, men are often rewarded for being the pursuers, for taking the lead, and for making their intentions known through direct action. Women, however, are often conditioned to be the receivers of that pursuit. There's a societal pressure to remain the prize, to be the one who is sought after rather than the one seeking. This creates a psychological barrier. Even if she's dying to talk to you, there's a voice in the back of her mind telling her that she should wait, that she shouldn't seem too eager, and that she needs to see how much you're willing to invest before she reveals her own cards. It's an evolutionary dance of risk and reward. By staying silent, she is testing the environment. She is observing how you react to her absence. Are you the kind of man who notices when she's gone? Are you the kind of man who values her enough to reach out when the silence gets too loud? In her mind, your willingness to initiate is the ultimate proof of your attraction. If she reaches out first, she fears she might be forcing an interaction that you don't actually want. But if you reach out, she knows for a fact that she was on your mind. This brings us back to that 97% of men who get it wrong. They walk away right when she's at her most vulnerable, right when her feelings are peaking. They interpret her quietness as boredom. They think she's found someone else or that she's lost that spark. But if you can learn to read the subtext, if you can learn to see the longing hidden beneath the stillness, you become part of the 3% who truly understand the female heart. You become the man who knows that sometimes the loudest thing a woman can say is nothing at all. Think about the cooling-off period that often happens after a great date or a meaningful conversation. You had an amazing time, the chemistry was electric, and you felt like you really connected. Then, suddenly, the communication slows down. You might think you did something wrong. You might overanalyze every word you said, but often, she is simply retreating into her own internal world to process the intensity of what she's feeling. She's checking her own emotional boundaries. She's making sure that she isn't falling too fast. This retreat is actually a compliment to your impact on her. If she didn't care, she wouldn't need to retreat. She would just be her normal, casual self. The fact that she feels the need to hide her longing proves that you have made a significant impression. This is where empathy becomes your greatest tool. Instead of reacting with frustration or pulling away in return, try to understand the fear that might be driving her silence. It's a fear of being too much, a fear of rejection, and a fear of losing her independence to a feeling she can't control. When you approach her with this understanding, your energy changes. You stop being a hunter trying to catch a prize and start being a confidant who provides a safe space for her to be herself. This doesn't mean you should chase her or overwhelm her with attention. It means you should remain consistent. Consistency is the antidote to her fear. If she sees that you are steady, that you aren't going to vanish just because she isn't constantly validating you, she will eventually feel safe enough to put that phone down, take a deep breath, and finally tell you how much she's been thinking about you. It's a slow build, but it's the foundation of a deep, authentic connection that most people never get to experience because they give up too soon. So, the next time you find yourself wondering why she hasn't reached out, remember that quiet room. Remember that she might be sitting there right now, holding her breath, hoping that you'll be the one to break the silence. She's not ignoring you. She's waiting for you to prove that it's okay for her to miss you.